kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice and medical care, please contact your doctor. Brought to you by the Koala Cola Corporation. It tastes just like Down Under. I'm Crampy Koala. Take it away, DJ Dylan.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. The only podcast that gives you the tools that you need to succeed.
Yes.
Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, Dr. LondonSmith.com. I would like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as subtotal colectomy with end ileostomy, and Betty Botter bought a bit of butter. So I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Hey, Dr. London, I'm glad you caught me right now when I was you've seen me shuffling around back and forth from the kitchen quite a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Are you cooking or?
Oh, I'm cooking. I'm cooking up sort of our next business venture, which also involves cooking.
Yeah, because I see you've got a chef hat on.
Yep.
But it's wet.
Yep.
And smoldering.
And it's a combination between a chef hat and a bucket hat, like a fisherman's bucket hat. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that for a reason, or is that just fashion?
Well, it is fashion, which you wouldn't know if fashion bit you on your little hiney, because you're basically wearing a burlap sack right now. And anyway,
just to clarify, it's a Gucci burlap sack. Yes.
Yeah,
go on.
I am so sorry. I did not realize the brand. I am so sorry, Dr. London. That if I had known,
it's basically.
Yeah, if I had known, oh wow, I'm a fool. This is what it feels like to be foolish. Never felt this before. Wow. I mean, I didn't even know the brand. Like, if I knew the brand, obviously. God. Anyway, Dr. London, I've started our very own Jock Ghost Kitchen. Are you familiar with ghost kitchens?
Is that like a deceased kitchen? A haunted kitchen?
I'll have to look into that, because if so, a few things would definitely make a lot of sense. Basically, sort of like how many people keep coming here to plan funerals. And I didn't know what that was about. But okay, anyway, no, a ghost kitchen is, on DoorDash and Uber Eats and Postmates and all these different things, there are restaurants that are it's sort of a newish thing where they have no physical location, but they sell stuff exclusively through those apps. Sometimes they'll be in a kitchen at a Chili's or an established restaurant. Sometimes it'll be their own kitchen that they set up, but they call it a ghost kitchen because there's not like an actual physical restaurant. It's a delivery-only service. And so I got to thinking, hey, we've got a ton of beans, right? Like,
yeah, well, because you kept buying them saying like, oh, we're out.
Oh.
And then I kept buying them.
Because they were so cheap, Dr. London. I mean, like, they were a steal.
Okay, because I kept buying them because you kept calling me and saying that we were out.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also just because I wanted you to take part of the deal.
Yeah.
And
that's the deal being
it's just the price
funeral catering.
Well, the deal is just the price of the beans, which is still going on. It's been going on forever. Beans are cheap.
I mean, relatively. I feel like they're about the normal price, but they're beans. So, like, compared to your steak dinners that you were having every day.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's cheaper.
I'm saying, like, if you're listening to this episode a year from now, there's a good chance that this deal is still going on. The deal being just cheap beans.
Yes.
And so we stockpiled these beans, and so it got me thinking, Dr. London. Okay, Jock Doc, we have fans, we have people who live near us who have to eat food every single day. We have 35,000 cans of beans, so X plus Y plus Z equals the Jock Doc podcast Ghost Kitchen.
So I notice I can't smell cooked beans in the air. Have you been actually cooking anything? Or
is
it
well, I mean they're definitely like they're mashed. Is that what you're asking?
No, so cook. So I have noticed there was a pile of beans on the floor.
Yes.
I thought you just spilled something.
No, those are my bean balls that I've been sort of manufacturing. You take a bunch of beans and you mush them together into sort of a snowball shape.
Like a cake ball? Yeah, cake balls, except they're bean balls.
I would say, I don't know. I mean, you want a good handful. I think snowball is definitely the best comparison I can think. Maybe a baseball size, I guess. Sort of a base.
I was thinking comparing it to another ball-shaped like food item.
Yeah, but cake balls are typically
ball?
pretty small. So maybe like an orange, like the size of an orange.
A popcorn ball? What about those? Anyway, sorry to get caught up in this.
Okay.
Yours is a new invention.
I guess if popcorn ball helps you visualize it better than orange, sure, popcorn ball. If you have a clearer picture of that in your head than an orange, that's totally fine for you to think about.
Let me say why orange is wrong to me.
Okay.
Orange, first of all, you don't cook it. I don't cook it to make it what it is. Also, it's got a skin on it, so I'm gonna have to bite through a whole layer of something.
That is true.
Whereas I'm gonna guess that your bean balls, you don't have to bite through a skin to get through. You know what? I shouldn't speak. Maybe
the bean balls.
Could you tell me?
The bean balls definitely develop a layer of skin by the time they reach the customer. That has definitely been an issue that I've been working on.
So it's been leaning towards orange, away from popcorn balls.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
But the most important thing, Dr. London, is the profit. These bean balls. I mean, I've been able to ship these out. People don't even know that I'm just getting beans from the store and putting them in a ball. And yet they are ordering $7 a plate, $8 a plate, $9 a pound.
Who is?
I mean, I don't think it really tells me that information. It's just sort of like the DoorDash order or the Postmates order.
Okay.
And so
everyone's ordering these.
Yeah, I mean, at first, we weren't getting any orders, and I was like, oh, is it broken or something? So I tested it out. And sure enough, I got an order right then. And I was like, oh, our first customer. And then it slowed down really. So that was our first customer who I was really excited for, and it slowed down again. So then I logged into Uber Eats this time and sort of, was like, okay, is this working? And then when I finished testing it out, sure enough, another customer.
I think I do see what's happening.
And so, unfortunately, by the time the Uber driver gets here, I keep giving them the beans, and then within seconds later, they return them back. I think it's because of the skin that has developed on them.
You think, or it could be like do they come back with a receipt? Because you don't have to give the refund if they don't have a receipt.
Oh, no one's getting a refund. Absolutely not.
Okay. And I hate, there could be another explanation for this. Like, I don't want to say that you're ordering your own thing because I don't know your business. In any case, so that's our producer, Cameron.
Restaurateur. Restaurateur, Cameron.
Okay, are you stepping away from your role here as
No,
producer?
but that is going to be my primary occupation moving forward, and I'd like to be sort of acknowledged as such.
Okay. So
Restaurateur Cameron, who handles the production.
Okay. So I just now I'm confused because on your resume I do see a lot of names crossed out, including that one because like it's Bean Man, Bean Pants.
Yeah. Bean Peddler.
Yeah. Beansman. And then some of the terms started to be a little bit offensive, and so I don't want to go into those, but I'm glad they were crossed out. Like you obviously wrote some of these out and thought, no.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, that's why I settled on, restaurateur, producer, Bean Boy.
Okay. Okay.
And then, of course, DJ Dillon is, of course, our actual chef.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's, of course. DJ Dillon, we don't talk about it a lot, but he does have his own specialized catering service on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've told him he can use as many of my bean balls as he wants.
If he pays, yeah.
Yeah, if he orders it through the app first, sure.
Also with us is DJ Dillon the host. DJ Dillon the host. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter. Betty Botter bought a Gucci burlap sack. Betty Botter bought a Gucci burlap sack. Gucci burlap sack. Betty Botter bought a bit of
Beans. The beans are cheap. Beans are cheap.
Betty Botter bought a bit of butter.
Beans. 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 Beans.
All right, yeah, and so we also have a special guest coming up, so look forward to that. Before we move on, I would like to address a bit of a listener feedback. This note is from Becky at the Koala Cola Corporation Executive Office. The note reads, quote, "Please return the gift basket filled with assorted raw fish that was meant as an offering of appeasement for our trained dolphin subsidiary after last week's mutiny." End quote. Okay, so first of all, thank you so much to Becky for letting us know about this. So we did get the the assorted raw fish. And Cameron, please tell me that you have not
Been
used
incorporating
that.
them into the bean balls.
Yeah, because that they are trying to deal with a mutiny of, it sounds like fairly intelligent fish.
Sure.
Of dolphins.
So let me explain how restaurants work, Dr. London. There's this thing called filler, right? So like ground beef at Taco Bell is actually only about like 83% beef. Then there's like soy in it, and there's like wheat in it, and there's all this different stuff in it to sort of just like fill it out. So in the same way, I've only have these 35,000 cans of, beans for my ghost kitchen. You've got to be able to stretch that out and make it last a little longer. So of course I'm incorporating fish.
Okay, and these fish specifically is I just
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
okay.
Fish show up on your doorstep. What am I going to let it rot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to incorporate it into my bean balls.
Okay. I guess I'll deal with Becky. It's fine. Let's see.
When you do meet with Becky, could you maybe ask her like is she single?
Yeah, she has talked to me about that, and I didn't think I'd have to actually talk about it with you, but she said to please stop. She didn't say please. She said a lot of other words, and she was very emphatic and really Cameron, I don't want to get on to you about this, but really it's very noticeable what you've done. And
of course it's noticeable. That was the point of it, is that I wanted everyone in the world to notice the message I wrote in her yard.
Yeah, in fire, I know.
Yeah.
But she really got the message, and she really called the cops, and you really ran well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Away and got away.
Okay.
But she doesn't like that style of romance, or so she told me.
Oh, so she likes a little, she doesn't like it to be so showy. She wants it to be a little more sly.
Yes.
Okay.
The word she used was restraining order and bodyguards. So I don't know if that's
the hit UK TV show about cops or something.
She didn't specify. So, okay. Yeah, maybe that's something for you guys to talk. You've convinced me now. Maybe that's something for you to talk about the next time. Okay. Anyway, now for today's medical topic, cholangiocarcinoma. Cholangiocarcinoma is a tumor of intrahepatic or extrahepatic bile ducts, and that's referring to in the liver or just outside the liver. The mean age of diagnosis is in a patient's 70s. Cholangiocarcinoma is typically located in one of three regions: the proximal third of the common bile duct, and proximal is like the closest to the liver. And so that proximal third is referred to as the Klatskin tumor. There's also the...
Oh, Dr. London, you just said the sort of the banned word of the day, sort of the game we've had going on for every single medical lesson for the whole show, but you've never actually said the banned word. And you said it like 4 times now, proximal.
Yeah, proximal, yeah.
Proximal.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, there's not a huge consequence, but you do lose 5 points. I mean, 15, it adds up.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, are you going to be able to make that up before the end of the medical lesson? Because you know what happens if you end in the negative.
I know. Can I move on and see if I can work it? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't tell you what the like bonus words are that actually gain you points that you're going to have to find.
No, I can deduce it. I can deduce it from what I heard. Okay. And so I just have to try to incorporate 15 points. Okay. Okay. So the distal extrahepatic, that has the best chance of surgical resectability, and the intrahepatic, which is the least common type, jumping gigawatts. Okay.
No, is that you just trying to search for a word? You were hoping it was gigawatts?
No, it was the combination of the two. That wasn't it.
No, not even close.
Okay, let's go through the booklet again, because we were given
the rules.
Yeah, I know. Just no, okay.
But it's not.
I'll get it.
The booklet's not going to tell you what the word is, though, Dr. London.
I know, but it would tell me how to... Okay, so prognosis of cholangiocarcinoma is dismal. Dismal.
Stop. Dr. London, you're making your case worse. Dismal is the multiplier, which is really beneficial if you were on the positive, but because you're on the negative and you've said it 3 times, that has now doubled from 15 to 30 to 60.
Okay. Survival is typically less than 1 year after diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma. Risk factors include primary sclerosing cholangitis, ulcerative colitis, choledochal cysts, and Clonorchis sinensis infestation, and that's typically...
I cannot... You said Clonorchis?
Oh, no. Yeah,
I cannot believe you said Clonorchis. I mean, again, if that was on the positive side, then that would be really, really beneficial for you. But now that you're on the negative side, I mean, Dr. London, you have to give me your shoes.
I know the rules. I thought I knew the rules. Okay, yeah, just let me...
Now go and just take off your platform boots that you've got on.
Yeah. Well, let me...
Just hand those over.
We'll have to readjust the cameras and everything for my new height without the shoes.
I'm going to need the socks too, Dr. London. I see what you're trying to do, but... Socks are part of shoes. You know that.
They're prescription. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, they're not your prescription anymore.
All right. Clinically, patients can present with obstructive jaundice and associated symptoms such as dark urine, clay-colored stools, and pruritus, along with weight loss. Diagnosis.
No. Don't say dark urine.
Oh.
Did you say dark urine?
Okay, I said that before.
Why couldn't you have said bright urine? Why couldn't you have said bright urine?
Why didn't you... Oh, this is a multiplier again. Okay, so it wouldn't have worked before. Okay, that makes sense. That's why because I've said dark urine in other episodes, but I've never with proximal. Okay.
Well, I mean, the words change every single week. I'm shocked you're hitting almost like as many as there are, because it's the odds of hitting even one are, 1 in a million.
Okay, diagnosis and assessment of resectability of cholangiocarcinoma is with cholangiography via percutaneous transhepatic cholangiogram, or ERCP. If the patient has an unresectable tumor, which is more likely the case with proximal than with distal bile duct tumors, stent placement is an option during either PTC or ERCP and may relieve biliary obstruction. Most patients do not have resectable tumors at diagnosis, and for that reason, their survival rate is very low, despite aggressive chemotherapy, stenting, or biliary drainage. So that's cholangiocarcinoma.
Did you say biliary drainage?
I said biliary drainage. I don't think I said what you think I said.
No, that works. Biliary drainage.
Yeah, biliary drainage. Yes.
Does that count, Dylan? Does that count?
Yes.
Yeah, it counts.
It's on the board. Okay.
So I mean, that cuts your negative points by half. So instead, I mean, you were in the negative like 3,400 or so. So I mean, what's half of 3,400? Is that like 1,700?
Zero. You remember, I'm the math guy here.
Oh, whew. You got lucky then, Dr.
Yeah.
London, because if you had ended up in the negative,
Yeah.
you'd have to give DJ Dylan a raspberry on his belly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the medical lesson. We can move on from there if that's all right. I want to leave that behind, really.
Yeah, let's put it behind us.
All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London. We definitely do, or I definitely hope so.
Yeah. Okay, so...
We've actually had a few guests cancel today. I had this morning, I had Shailene Woodley, kind of like ready to go.
Okay.
But then it turned out, this is sort of a complicated thing. It turned out it ended up being my own catfish.
Yeah. That's happened so many times before that I'm thinking maybe you just see your catfish as whatever you want to see. And maybe you're like projecting a lot.
I mean, right. It's definitely a lot of projection.
Yeah.
But it definitely, kind of gets caught in like a feedback loop of like, I'm sending this message trying to catfish this dude. And then I am the dude on the other end. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. I was like just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And so we were doing that for 3 or 4 months. And then so hopefully there's a guest.
Okay. Well, hello there. My name is Dr. LondonSmith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron. And what was your name?
Max Powers, sir.
Oh, Max Powers. That's a very strong name.
I almost feel emasculated next to it.
Yeah, that's the hope, I want people to know what they're dealing with when you get the Max Powers guarantee.
Oh, that's the point. So it's not your given name. Is that a name you chose?
Very much like Nicolas Cage. I don't want anyone to know who I'm related to someone very famous, so I changed my name just slightly so no one will ever really know.
Oh.
Wait, are you related to Nicolas Cage? Is that...
I'll never tell.
Okay. It's just you brought him up so fast that...
I do call him Uncle Nick if that answers it for you.
So is he your uncle?
So what can I ask what Jason Schwartzman means to you?
Jason Schwartz means quite a lot to me, but you nailed it. Yeah, Nick, Uncle Nick is it's my uncle. He's been pretty good to us growing up. I got to have a small extra scene in Face Off, the greatest movie ever made.
Wow.
Oh wow! Who were you in that?
That was one of the faces that came off of the small children. Do you not remember that part in the plane when he throws the body out? You might be thinking Con Air. They came out at the same time and are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, both face swapping movies.
Very airplanes, prisoners, people falling. Also Air Force One. It was the time for the 90s. But yep, so that was my Uncle Nick. I was the one who really pushed him to do Ghost Rider. I thought that this is really this is going to be
that's
a hit.
career move. That's what made his career essentially.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of the guy beforehand. I was like, who is this again?
Oh, you're gonna love him, Nick Cage. Look up Ghost Rider. Possibly his best work.
So you're part of the Coppola family, is kind of what we're saying.
I would say adjacent, if you will. I don't get we don't get invited to the winery like the rest of the family.
Oh, that was going to be my next question. Was
I get invited.
How much wine can we sort of get from that? Because I go too, but it's just expensive. If I could get free bottles or a coupon,
you don't get.
Can you hook us up with a coupon?
Well, hold on. Sorry, and this is just. So Cameron, you haven't ever been invited, personally, to just.
No, I'm
enjoy
saying
it?
I have, but the wines are they're expensive to take.
I mean,
home.
you've been invited to pay.
Oh well. Yeah, I mean, no. They always give me it for free.
Yeah, no, it's just. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Mind if I call you Mr. Power?
I'm cool. I'm a big celeb.
That Mr. Powers is fine.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just a thing where I'm very surprised at Cameron because we run in some of the same social circles, being the celebrity podcast people we are. But I guess that Cameron's on I forget that Cameron's not the doctor. He's not the host. So like it makes sense. Anyway.
You don't invite your producer.
Yeah. Anyway, so most of us, have regularly hung out at the winery.
Wow, it's tough knowing that your family's got a winery and you're not invited. And if when you do go, they charge you full price, and it's offensive when it should be free.
Oh, so it's just
quite the strained relationship.
I'm the only one here who's okay. I'll
You've been. Must be the doctor status that gets you there.
It's every. I mean, I don't want to say it's every week, but every week I get the invite. And
yeah, it just depends on if you're at another winery that day or not.
Oh, this is where you met Rob Hubel? Is that correct?
Yeah, one of the places. I mean, we hang out.
Mr. Big Shot here.
Yeah, the Hubel House is sort of what they call it. Yeah. House of Hubes.
I should clarify.
House of Hubels,
like, we're friends. It's not like some big deal. You don't have to make it a whole thing. Like he's just a buddy.
So Dr. London, I mean, everyone knows this. Obviously, he's become like a mega celebrity. He's one of the biggest doctor celebrities in the country now.
Yes.
And he started hanging out with some interesting people, some famous, some strange, and stuff like that. He's not used to the, I don't know, how do I say this? The PR side of it, in the sense that, you're asking him like, are you friends with these people? Are you friends? Of course he's friends with these people. Everyone who's famous is friends with each other. But he doesn't know how to be like modest about it yet. He gets very uncomfortable with it.
Of course.
And so, I mean, Dr. London, you're hanging out with Rob Hubel. You're hanging out with the racist SNL guy who was fired before he was even on the show. You're hanging out with these big sort of A-list celebrities all the time. And, who are you?
And is it true you're the one who told him to tweet those things? And then offer a apology before he was fired?
Hold on.
You and Shane were quite close.
No, So I'm gonna just read off some legal paperwork real quick. It's that kind of podcast. I just have these. It's just a few cue cards that are helpful for me to navigate this world. Let's see.
While you do that, I'm gonna have some more of my koala cola.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, you're a fan.
There are no koalas in this. No, that's not it. I'm not allowed to teach that medical lesson. Okay, no, that's not it. That was not a mass execution. Nope, that's not it. I'm misplacing this one. What was
DJ Dylan can edit it in later. We can figure that out later. Max, I want to talk to you. What brings you to the show today?
Well, it's actually a little bit your fault. I've been drinking tons and tons of koala cola. First time, long time, and it has helped me develop a new disorder called tetralogy of Fall Out Boy, the popular rock band Fall Out Boy. And now my heart, after I drink a delicious koala cola, will beat only at the RPMs from their album Take This to Your Grave. And, if you've heard that album, a lot of pop punk, you got Saturday on there, and that's not good for a heartbeat like this all the time, with those fills. So please fix me.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, you're welcome for leading you to the great taste of koala cola.
It tastes just like down under.
Yep. No, it does. Okay.
It does. You don't have to bring it up every single time, Crampy. No one was asking you or talking to you, but that's so fine that you do that every single time.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
Dr. London.
I was saying congratulations on enjoying the great taste of koala cola. And I guess that's great. We can wrap it up there. Does that sound good? I feel like we did a great interview there. I don't know if we have anywhere else to go with that. After the whole.
Do we want
to stop the heart beating possibly?
Yeah, I actually, Dr. London, I
kinda
know
wanna
that
live.
I understand what you're saying is because we can't admit that koala cola causes any sort of condition legally, but you have to help this person, Dr. London. You can't be such a corporate shill all the time.
Corporate.
It would be really kind if you take the Koala Cola hat off while we speak.
I don't think I am willing to. So that's one of those things. They've been adding onto the contract more and more, some little requirements, and one of them, of course, now is this giant Koala Cola hat. It does, yeah.
It does say that you have to wear it until it fuses with your head, and I don't know how long that takes.
I mean, does it have to actually look like a koala sitting on your head? It's kind of offensive if you think about it. I mean, it's literally a koala. It looks like a dead koala wrapped around your head.
It's not a dead koala. It is, it's just a puppet.
It's my cousin.
Nope. It
well,
does move around a little bit, but that's just what puppets do, and it's totally fine and it's totally legal. It's a legal.
Is it
hat.
robotics?
But okay,
a robotic puppet or
maybe,
a marionette? What kind of puppet?
Whichever. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
all of that.
That's the thing. It is.
And
now, is it a Jim Henson creature?
It's not a koala that has been stitched to Dr. London's hair. It's not that.
Nope.
I can confidently say
is this a Ratatouille situation we have here, or the koala is telling Dr. London all the things to say?
Well, okay, so Cameron, can we sidebar for a second? So I think it's better if it's a Ratatouille situation. I think that's safer legally.
Oh, to say that the koala that stitched to your head is sort of
it's
controlling
still alive.
you?
If it's still alive.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be alive.
That would mean it's still alive.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh.
Yes, it's a Ratatouille
situation. That's better. Yes. So if you see me practicing medicine really well, then that's the power of Koala Cola, right?
Wow. That is the power of Koala Cola. So then let's ask a non-Koala Cola related question. Dr. London, let's say a person was drinking a competitor soda from they were drinking Barks root beer, right? And then that causes the drinker's heartbeat to start going to the beat of like Dead on Arrival.
Yep.
What is your medical advice to that?
Well, so we would go ahead and I guess get a few of our conglomerates together, and we will try to short that company to the point of bankruptcy. Does that answer the question? So
you're focused more on the supply line, less on helping the sort of Fallout Boy disease in our patient. And well, this is what doctors do. They don't listen to you. They're only interested in the bottom line.
Can I just tell you first? I think the koala is talking to him.
Do you guys need a sidebar?
Just for a quick second. That's okay, Doctor.
Here, I'll play on my phone.
Yeah, go ahead and play. You can play some games on your phone.
Mushroom Wars 2.
I really think that the koala is controlling the doctor.
You know, it's hard to say. I'm just gonna level with you. If you drink a lot of Koala Cola, you will start having koala thoughts. So it's impossible to say, is the koala controlling him, or is it a side effect from the just mountains of Koala Cola he's drinking every day?
He was trying to pick bugs off of me.
Oh yeah, I mean he's always munching on eucalyptus. We actually, I mean, we talked about this recently on our Patreon. He sleeps for like 22 hours a day now. It's gotten into kind of an issue.
He's very adorable, but terrifying.
Very adorable, but like surprisingly aggressive. You know.
Okay, thanks for that. I'm feeling better. Maybe not my heart, obviously. But my day.
Yeah, maybe if you can rephrase your question without defiling the name of Koala Cola, okay. I think we can get a solid answer and maybe get you the help you need.
Okay. Hey, doctor.
Oh yeah. Hey, sorry. Great. You interrupted, and I just lost. Whatever.
Good eucalyptus?
No, it was Mushroom Wars 2. I was doing really well. I was playing as Mora. Okay, go ahead.
So I was really wondering about this heart condition I've gotten. Like I said, Cholangiocarcinoma. I believe it's Fallout Boy. I forget how the French pronounce it. Now,
Yeah.
I had a couple of beverages the other day of some cola, and after I'm drinking this, I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, my heart is beating to the beat of Grand Theft Auto / Where's Your Boyfriend? Where's Your Boy Tonight? And that's not an RPM BPM you want for your heart, and it's kind of getting nerve wracking. What I don't want to give up the thing that I think the cola. So what else could I do? Like every solution without giving up the cola.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, there's surgical methods, because it's sort of, I'm very familiar with this condition. Parts of your heart are sort of disproportionate. And so, I mean, I really have to look at the scans and see it. But one thing I can tell you is that you shouldn't cut down on the koala cola in your life, if that's sort of entering in your mind at all.
But Mr. Powers here did not specify what cola it was.
Yeah, I would never say that. I'll give you a hint. It has bite.
Okay. So
it was a root beer.
You got that? Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Powers here didn't even specify what soda he was drinking or anything like that. The problem he's having is, he's ingesting something. Maybe it's vegetables, maybe it's fruits. I don't really trust those things anyway. But the point is that it's making his heart beat to the rhythm of Roxanne by the Police, which they covered on like a bonus track for that album.
Yeah. Okay,
it's heavy. It's heavy.
So really, we got to get to the underlying cause. Like, I know that we want to focus on which albums and which songs, but really we got to focus on which soda, because depending on the competitor, it couldn't be Koala Cola, but depending on which cola company is doing this, we should have a social media movement to protest this. Actually, we should make a big deal out of this and boycott the company.
Yes.
Because if it's causing these kind of problems, then yeah, that's not okay. I won't stand for it.
I can give you a hint. Their mascot is a bear.
Ooh.
And they use that advertisement frequently around the Christmas time.
Have you been drinking
it's
a lot?
Charmin.
Yeah, Charmin toilet paper. You've been drinking a lot.
It's Charmin toilet paper. Oh no.
Are we not supposed to eat the toilet paper? The bear said we are.
Yeah, you're supposed to drink it. You're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to blend it up and then sort of have it as like a shake.
You know what? My blender wasn't on the fritz one a couple of days.
You've been eating toilet paper? That's what's... Oh, well...
Well, I wash it down with a delicious cola as well, obviously.
Yeah, well, thank goodness. Because...
I could have been hurt.
I gotta say, if you hadn't used Koala Cola as a chaser...
It tastes just like Down Under.
Yes?
Stop.
I know.
I can't... Just Crampy, I'm going to throw you out the window, Crampy. Crampy, get down. Stop. Nope. Just get... Okay. I'll leave you alone.
I think the hat is talking again.
I could swear he grows an extra row of teeth whenever he feels threatened. I don't know what... Anyway, but yeah, I'm glad that you washed it down with the delicious taste of Koala Cola, because it really... That's probably what saved your life, I have to assume. Because you trying to eat Charmin, and you know what? I didn't see them as a competitor before now, but now I kind of do. And let's boycott. Yeah. Let's boycott Charmin, huh? You're all feeling that?
I would say let's be on the safe side. Boycott toilet paper in general. Maybe move towards just having a bidet.
Okay. So...
And then you can sort of just drink. You should be able to drink from that just fine.
Okay, or eat from that just fine.
Yeah, it's confusing because you could use it like a soup. You're thinking?
Well, if you were going to eat it, I guess that maybe some sort of like a soupy sort of consistency near the bidet.
To get the water from the
we're
bidet.
Replacing the Charmin that he was eating with something, and so I would have to assume that we're going to eat the bidet.
Oh,
You see
okay,
what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to think practically.
It's like a soup.
Yeah.
I could put the cola into my plumbing so that shoots out the bidet.
Oh, perfect.
That does seem to make, a lot of sense to me. I would say maybe even convert, not just like, do you have a pool or a hot tub or anything that holds water?
I do have a very great kiddie pool. Fun fact, no children. Just happen to have a kiddie pool. Long story short, it was left here from a party where my Uncle Nick went a little nuts. Let's just say a movie came out with Sean Connery, and they decided to do a little reenactment and a whole big thing. But now I have a kiddie pool, so yeah, I can use some cola for that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to replace any liquid that's currently in there with a good chunk of cola that will not hurt you.
No, does it hurt? Is it? I'm sorry, doctor. Might be rather inappropriate, but would the cola entering, say, the anal cavities, would that affect the process differently? Will I still be possibly having these same cardiac issues?
Yeah. So let me just read from my cue cards here. Koala Cola has not been factory tested in the anal cavities. So if that helps, I'd have to assume.
Would they like to start testing?
It's so as a suppository, as an enema, Koala Cola hasn't been as thoroughly tested. It's been tested, but not in phase 3 trials yet, which is we're really waiting on the data for that. So, we've tested for.
I mean, that's if you trust,
If you
trust
want
medicine.
people to be really trusting of the brand, and that is why we are waiting, the full time for the full trial to be done and for the mortality count to be, factored in properly. Anyway, I feel like okay, so the plan is get your kiddie pool full of Koala Cola.
Sure.
Get your bidet ready.
Should I invite Uncle Nick?
Yeah. Get your bidet ready to just go to town chomping down on that Charmin replacement in the form of water soup, basically.
Right. Yeah, some sort of soupy. Heat it up, you know what I mean? Unless you wanted to eat it like borscht.
And I'm hearing a maybe on that.
Cold.
Yeah. In any case, okay, I feel like...
But I mean, that's up to personal preference.
Yeah, and that I don't want to get into that if that's not comfortable for you. But the main thing, heart conditions can be complicated, and depending on your drug regimen that you're currently on, I do want to make
Lots
sure.
of them.
Yeah, so that is, I've said this many times, but you probably do want to consult with your physician to some extent. But one thing that we can be absolutely clear on, and let me once again read from the cards. Koala Cola is a fantastic product that cannot kill you. And then, so crossed out, it does say it will make you more powerful. But I guess I'm not supposed to say that out loud. So you can cut that. All right. So I feel like that's the problem solved, right? We got it.
Problem solved. It's funny you say that. I have noticed myself stronger. I shut my car door yesterday and almost fell off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you think this is awakening something inside of me?
If what's inside of you is Koala Cola, then yes, that is being awakened.
So what do I do with these newfound superpowers?
I would say that it would allow you to carry more pallets of Koala Cola home.
Yeah.
From the store. This sort of newfound strength that you
I
have.
keep hearing this call to Mark Stark. Dark side? Is that something I should run towards? I see a tunnel and it's all dark and there's a light at the end, and then I see all black the other way, but I don't know which way to go.
Yeah, well,
definitely. So a common, very fun side effect of Koala Cola is sort of experiencing how do I say this? When you have a near-death experience and you see a bright light, this is sort of the inverse of that, in that you see sort of a darkness, as dark as the cola itself. And you just want to move towards that just as quickly as possible and sort of just throw your whole self.
Yeah, you know, I see it's all black, but I see, I think it's Billy Joel saying he'd rather laugh with the sinners and then cry with the saints. And he's trying to pull me over to that side with the sinners, he says.
Okay, so I hate to interrupt this part, but I feel like, so Cameron, I don't want any bodies to just to become just lifeless bodies while we're recording, like while we're in the studio. So if we could just, do we have chores to do today? Because I feel like,
yeah, I mean, you feel like he's already transforming, and it's too late.
I feel like we just gotta move on and get him out of here. Yes.
We just
Why is all this fur
only have-
growing on me all of a sudden? Very
Okay.
warm.
Oh gosh, yeah, he's starting to turn. Okay,
Just want to eat some eucalyptus.
He probably only has like 10 minutes left now. Oh yeah, Dr. London, we've got so many chores we got to do. Do you want me to explain what that means?
Yes, please.
So, Dr. London and I have all of these chores. I know, chores. Everyone hates them. But we've had this to-do list that, I mean, we've been ignoring. We've been neglecting our to-do list. We haven't done the dishes in 3 or 4 months. We haven't taken out the trash. We haven't caught the duck. That duck that's been loose in my house for days now. Don't know how to catch it. And
the duck.
Yummy.
The duck is, I would say, it's more in charge now. So I don't know that capturing.
Oh yeah, it's boss. Well, it's bossy as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Catching it.
But I can't be controlled.
Catching it isn't really in the cards anymore, is what I'm saying. But yes, sorry, go on.
Well, no, I mean, you are right. Like, it kind of bosses me around, but that doesn't mean it's in charge. And of course, I'm going to do what it says, because otherwise it's going to bite me. So, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's in charge, Dr.
Okay. But yeah, sorry.
Anyway, we built this giant chore wheel, and we put all of our chores on it that we got to do, and every week we spin it, and whatever it lands on, we have to do that chore, no matter what. Now, Max, will you do us the honors and spin that big old chore wheel for us?
I would love to. Just quick, my fingernails look like they're... Do they look different to you, Doctor?
No,
They almost look like claws. All right. To the...
Wow, yeah.
If you say so.
Just dig those claws into the wheel.
Yeah,
just dig it in. Whew, that was hard.
Not this one.
I don't. Man, I didn't want to have to do this one.
You want to read it?
Well, it's this time of year again, Dr. London. Yeah, we have to do our performance reviews. Okay. So every single year we have to do our performance reviews. It's how we determine who gets what bonuses and who gets what commission and who gets what contracts and who's going to be renewed for next year or, cut, we could cut some fat from this show. I'm just saying. Anyway, we just need to be able to do performance reviews. And Max, actually, even though you've only been on this show for a little bit, if you could help us out with that, I bet you probably have some good judgments of me and Dr. London. So maybe you could help us with these performance reviews.
I came in here with a dead on the rival heartbeat, but I'm so happy to say that I'll be walking away with reinventing the wheel to run myself over. So I have a lot to say about all of this.
Okay.
That is perfect. So, let's start, I guess, with evaluating the man himself, the host of the show, Dr. London.
Okay.
Oh, God. Is he going to hear this? Is this anonymous?
No, it's not anonymous. It's he's going to hear it. He's going to know,
know what?
It. And so, and be as brutal as we need to be.
I only do this because I believe in medicine, and I've always believed that if you're going to say something good or bad, you should sign your name to it. I'm sorry. Oh, itchy. God. Huh.
Yep,
Very back. That's new.
You're gonna be itching quite a bit, and you're gonna be getting sleepy here in a few minutes for sure.
Oh, I found Dr. London, to be quite honest, rather unprofessional. I asked him to take off the koala hat. I'm pretty sure his brain is almost like the slug from Futurama, just kind of locked in there, or
yes.
Remy, possibly. I don't know. At first I thought we had a Ratatouille thing going, but it kind of looks like the koala's in there. I can't tell if it's alive. He read me several NDAs and accidentally whispered things about mass graves. But on the other hand, my heart feels better, and he gave me some good advice.
Right. And, this is sort of an interesting conversation about the changing workplace post-COVID.
Maybe
right?
That's true. Maybe he doesn't know how to interact with humans again because he's been working in his ivory tower for so long and not having to be around humans.
Well, I was even to say, you're saying, him wearing a hat to the workplace is so unprofessional. But that's an attitude that's sort of changing.
That's true.
And,
I don't mind hats.
It's
just when they're looking at you and they're moving their little mouths the same time as the doctor and saying the same thing. It's scary.
In that being able to see people's real self can be sort of scary like that, and it can be very revealing. But this is sort of, we have to be okay with who people are in the workplace. And who Dr. London is a sort of half man, half koala, brain person.
Says maybe part of the problem is I'm just a little attracted to him. Let's be honest, like very, very handsome koala man.
Yeah, I know that. There's only one instance when someone thinks I'm attractive whenever I have this koala sewn to my head, and I'm visibly bleeding, right? Around the stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dripping
down.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's
sure.
do Cameron. Some performance reviews on Cameron. So, speaking of
what are you saying about Cameron?
Speaking of coming, back to the offices after the all the pandemic stuff, Cameron, you need to start wearing makeup again. I'm sorry. Just I know it was a habit you dropped whenever you were working from home and everything, but it's just like a little bit of blush or something,
You want me to cover up my scars, is what you're sort of getting at.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that does bring us to the other point of, like, I know you were comfortable before of, just working from home in the nude, but now at the office, you can't just dress so casually. Like, not even maybe on Casual Friday, but like the rest of the days of the week, you got to throw on like at least a thong or something.
So you want me to cover up the scars on my body too? It's not just the makeup on my face. It's you want me to put cloth over my scars to hide who I really am?
Well, see, I don't see that as what you really are. I think it's just I don't think that's covering up who you really are, because scars are these things acquired through life. But I just maybe you're right though.
As Papa Roach once said, the scars remind us that the past is real.
Yes.
We could really do without the flapping noises when you're walking down the hallway as well.
Yeah.
So that is not...
we know that you're blessed and all, but you don't have to show it off so much and stand so awkwardly close to our faces.
Yeah, I didn't want to address any of that or anything like that, but you can't really control everything. Sometimes when you're equipped with certain things make sounds, things happen, things echo. Certain things slap my leg and they go, poof. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When you shot the laser out of it that one time, that was
I guess is just too expensive to maintain all the time, unfortunately. I would love to be able to do that all the time and bring that really into the workplace, but...
Yeah. Okay. I guess I see your counterpoint there. So Mr. Power, I feel like, your performance review... for whatever reason, I feel like we have a lot more to criticize. Like I have a lot more problems. Just, Cameron has been showing up every day. You've only shown up for one day.
That is true.
That's frustrating. I don't know. Do you call that professional?
Yeah, it's just, guys, I would call it professional. I have been, I've been working from home, which I thought we were supposed to be doing for the last 10 years. And, it's nice to actually be in an office for the first time.
Yeah, and the fact that you've been, for 10 years. So I know Cameron sent the email out a little prematurely.
Oh, I don't get email.
Oh, well, that's Okay, so it wasn't Cameron's fault. Or was it by
Oh
post?
no, I live off the grid, so we get we get our mail the old-fashioned way from carrier pigeon. It's made it's made work quite the dickens.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
working from home when you're having to function through snail mail can be a bit of a chore, but
It's pigeon mail. It's
oh,
pigeon
sorry,
mail, not
pigeon
snail.
mail. But the
Snail mail is too
benefits,
slow.
the benefits definitely
Oh,
outweigh the
amount of-
negatives.
I mean, who else gets to work from a laptop in their kiddie pool of koala cola?
Exactly. I mean,
I
I
wanna
do,
say
but
Nicolas
most people
Cage.
don't, and probably Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
It would, it would help to have the internet here. So mostly it's a lot of solitaire. But
Yeah.
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 But you're
For
getting a lot of
work,
work done.
yeah.
How many games are you completing a day?
Oh God, you should see me in Minesweeper. I am.
Oh wow.
Oh,
But no, please don't tell the boss.
Yeah, I wish-
I do my work.
I wish you did have internet because, like you said, I would love to watch you in Minesweeper, just on Twitch streams.
Well, Doctor, you guys, what if we have a little party sometime and hang out, see what happens?
Ooh.
I
okay.
see,
So I live.
I see you hitting on Dr. London right now because of sort of stuff is happening to your body that you're not going to fully understand, but it's okay. It happens to everyone that consumes a lot of koala cola. And it's okay, but you can't right now is not the time to be talking to Dr. London or his hat or anything like that way.
Okay. So, I guess I feel performance reviewed right now.
Do we want to just give each other letter gradings real quick?
Yeah.
Dr. London, C. Max
For Cameron,
Powers,
'cause-
B plus. Myself, A minus. We can all agree on those, right?
I think Dr. London, I might want to bump up just a little bit with those dreamy little koala eyes staring at me. Wow.
And see, this is
Yeah.
giving preferential treatment to people based on your attraction to them. This is where it becomes kind of problematic in the workplace.
No, I think that's a good point, and we can just all be an A plus. You can be an A minus, and yeah, that sounds like it works.
All right, I think we're good.
Okay, so so Mr. Power, if you could go ahead, because we have to every week we have to destroy the chore wheel because we have to rebuild it the next week with a different fractional sort of position and allotments. So if you wouldn't mind just taking this chain and strangling it for me, just to kill it off here.
It being the chore wheel, if you could just go ahead and put the chore wheel down out of its misery.
All done.
That works.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it doesn't get easier watching it die every week, but here we are.
It felt
Okay.
felt good. My new
Yeah,
fingernails
that's-
are really sharp and just
that's the
tear
koala.
right through it.
Cola kicking it. Okay, we need to finish this. So Max Power, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there any way
Max
for
has
listeners
started
to?
gnawing on the chair.
Yeah. Okay. So
Gotta go. We
so
gotta go.
Mr. Power. Yeah. Is there any way for listeners to keep up with you after this, or for anyone you're a fan of?
Oh yes. Well, besides my uncle, who everyone knows about him, my cousin Chris has a great podcast called Let's Chat with Chris Revill. You can find that at letschatpodcast.net or at Let's Chat Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also they also have a video podcast live, which two men who looked a lot like you were on recently, called Let's Chat Live, which is hosted by myself and my cousin Chris and Brianna. And we rotate with some of our Let's Chat Club members.
Okay.
But yeah, so check out Chris, because my uncle, he's got too much going on, At least watch Ghost Rider.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Power, for being on. Thank you to our producer, Cameron. Thank you to Don the House. Digital in the House.
Nicolas Cage. It's my uncle, Nicolas Cage. Uncle Nick is, it's my uncle, Nicolas Cage. It's my uncle.
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage.
It's my uncle, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage.
My name is Dr. Lennon Smith, and this has been the Jock Doc Podcast.
See ya.